Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we have some heartbreaking news as Elvie Sig-Od reported threats from her husband to police, but tragically, it wasn't enough to prevent a horrific crime. 2 years later, her ex-husband was found guilty of murdering her and their daughter in a shocking daylight attack in Toronto. The jury's decision reflects the severity of the crime, with life sentences handed down for both murders. In other news, APT Electronics, a major auto part maker, is taking a step back to reassess its global expansion plans due to potential new tariffs under President Trump's administration. While the current tariffs aren't an immediate concern, the company is exploring production options in North America and Southeast Asia to strengthen its supply chain and ensure future growth amid uncertainties in US-China relations. And finally, we dive into the world of fruits, where bananas have claimed the title of the king at Hong Kong fruit stalls. Despite a decline in local vegetable farming, bananas, especially the Cavendish variety, remain a staple throughout the year. With their resilience and widespread availability, these delicious fruits are not just a favorite among locals but also play a vital role in supporting the ecosystem. Please stay tuned for more details. The Toronto Star reports on the tragic case of Elvie Sig-Od and her daughter Angelica, who were brutally murdered by Elvie's ex-husband, Godfrey Sig-Od, in August 2022. Despite Elvie's earlier police reports in 2020 about her husband's threats to kill her, no action was taken, leading to a horrific incident where both women were stabbed in broad daylight on a busy Toronto street. The jury found Godfrey guilty of first-degree murder for Elvie and second-degree murder for Angelica, emphasizing the premeditated nature of the attack. Eyewitnesses recounted the shocking scene, and the trial revealed a complex history of a tumultuous marriage filled with resentment, culminating in this tragic outcome. South China Morning Post highlights APT Electronics' cautious approach to global expansion amid potential tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. The Guangzhou-based company, which specializes in automotive lighting and LED components, is re-evaluating its overseas strategies due to the uncertainty surrounding US-China trade relations. APT's chairman expressed optimism about navigating these challenges, recalling how they adapted during the previous trade war. The company is exploring production lines in North America and Southeast Asia while also investing in local supply chains to mitigate risks from tariff impacts. South China Morning Post also explores the significance of bananas in Hong Kong's fruit market, where they have been a staple since the mid-19th century. While local agriculture has historically favored vegetables, bananas, particularly the Cavendish variety, dominate the market year-round due to their resilience and transportability. The article details how bananas from the southern Philippines are harvested green to withstand transport, ensuring they arrive almost ripe for consumers. Additionally, the piece notes the wild banana clumps that have sprung up in abandoned farmland, providing a food source for birds and adventurous hikers alike, reflecting the fruit's enduring presence in the region. South China Morning Post highlights the life of Wallis Simpson, the American socialite whose marriage to King Edward VIII led to his abdication in 1936. Author Paul French challenges the negative narrative surrounding Simpson, particularly those stemming from a dubious China dossier that alleged her involvement in opium, brothels, and numerous affairs during her time in China from 1924 to 1925. French argues that these rumors were largely fabricated by British intelligence to tarnish her reputation. Instead, he portrays Simpson as a resilient and independent woman who, despite her tumultuous past, was captivated by Shanghai's vibrant social scene and lived a life far removed from the scandalous image painted by her detractors. In the SCMP opinion piece, the focus shifts to the often overlooked positive contributions of Hong Kong taxi drivers amidst a backdrop of negative stereotypes. With a record 1,400 nominations for the annual Taxi Service Commendation Scheme, the article emphasizes the importance of recognizing those cabbies who provide exceptional service, such as returning lost items or being friendly and punctual. As the taxi industry faces challenges, including the need to adopt new technologies and improve service standards, the nominees serve as role models for their peers, showcasing that not all drivers fit the negative mold often portrayed in the media. Nikkei Asia profiles Adrian Zeka, the founder of Aman Resorts, who remains dedicated to capturing the beauty of Asia through his luxury hotels. At 92, Zeka reflects on his journey from journalism to hospitality, driven by a desire to preserve local cultures and landscapes. His experiences in Asia, particularly the influence of traditional ryokan inns, shaped his approach to hotel design, focusing on authenticity and the unique characteristics of each locale. Zeka's commitment to creating intimate, culturally rich experiences continues with his recent projects in Japan, where he aims to revive the essence of traditional inns while ensuring that guests feel at home, embodying the same spirit that inspired him during his childhood adventures. South China Morning Post reports that the Standard Chartered Hong Kong Marathon saw a thrilling finish in the men's 10 km race, dominated by mainland Chinese runners. 19-year-old Lu Yan narrowly edged out his friend Lan Jiahui, with both finishing within a heartbeat of each other at 30 minutes and 16 seconds. The race was marked by a minor hiccup as organizers initially displayed the wrong race ribbon. Lu expressed that the cool weather was perfect for running and viewed the challenging track as a valuable training opportunity. In the women's category, local runner Sang Hiu-tung claimed victory, completing the race in 35:16, just 6 seconds ahead of triathlete Cade Wright. The marathon attracted around 42,500 participants, with elite runners aiming for record times amid ideal weather conditions. In another intriguing story, Corey Bowman, the half-brother of Vice President J.D. Vance, has announced his candidacy for the mayor of Cincinnati in 2025, as reported by South China Morning Post. In a heartfelt post, Bowman shared how attending his brother's inauguration inspired him to take this step. He is actively seeking signatures from local voters to support his campaign, which marks the first Republican entry in Cincinnati's mayoral race since 2009. Growing up in Butler and Preble counties, Bowman is a pastor and entrepreneur, co-owning a coffee shop while also leading the River Church Cincinnati. His close relationship with Vance is evident as he celebrated his brother's achievements, expressing pride and support for his siblings' political journey. Lastly, South China Morning Post highlights the life of Chris Fisher, the husband of comedian Amy Schumer, who has made a name for himself as a chef and author. Diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder shortly after their wedding, Fisher's unique traits are what initially drew Schumer to him. The couple married in 2018 and welcomed their son, Gene, in 2019. Fisher, a Martha's Vineyard native, has worked in prestigious restaurants and even co-authored a James Beard Award-winning cookbook. Their relationship blossomed during a vacation where Fisher was invited to cook for Schumer and her friends, leading to a whirlwind romance. Fisher's role as a writing consultant on Schumer's Hulu series Life and Beth illustrates their collaborative partnership as they navigate the complexities of life together. South China Morning Post reports on the whirlwind journey of NBA player Dennis Schroeder, who faced a roller coaster of trades just before the deadline. Initially set to join the Utah Jazz in a complex three-team deal involving stars like Jimmy Butler and Andrew Wiggins, Schroeder's fate took another turn as he was traded to the Detroit Pistons just hours later. This came shortly after he expressed outrage over the shocking trade of Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, calling it modern slavery and sparking a heated debate among fans and commentators. With a career that has seen him traded 5 times in 12 seasons, Schroeder's path to the NBA started in Germany, where he faced challenges growing up as a black Muslim in a foreign land. His commitment to basketball was solidified after discovering a heartfelt letter from his late father about the potential success the sport could bring to their family. The Guardian highlights a significant protest in London against the proposed construction of a Chinese mega-embassy, which has raised alarm among residents and politicians alike. over 1,000 protesters gathered near the Tower of London, fearing that the embassy could serve as a tool for the Chinese government to control and intimidate dissidents, particularly those from Hong Kong. Activists expressed worries that the embassy would facilitate illegal detentions and espionage, with one protester emphasizing the ongoing genocide of the Uyghur people in East Turkestan. High-profile politicians joined the demonstration, voicing their concerns that allowing the embassy to be built would signal a troubling alignment with authoritarianism, undermining the UK's legacy as a beacon of freedom. In exciting news for travelers, South China Morning Post announces that Qantas Airways will soon offer in-town check-in services in Hong Kong, making travel more convenient for passengers. Starting next week, travelers can check in and drop off their luggage at designated counters in Hong Kong and Kowloon MTR stations, a service already provided by Cathay Pacific and Hong Kong Airlines. This initiative aims to streamline the travel experience, allowing passengers to check in up to 24 hours before their flight and drop off their bags just 90 minutes prior. The MTR Corporation is optimistic about expanding this service with more airlines in the future, enhancing travel efficiency for passengers heading to the airport. South China Morning Post reports that a Hong Kong police officer has misplaced a speed loader and 6.38 caliber bullets while on duty in Wong Tai Sin. The incident occurred on Friday, prompting the police force to initiate an investigation and conduct a search of the area. As of Saturday evening, no reports of the lost items being found had been received. The case has been categorized as a loss of government properties, and the police emphasized the importance of adhering to strict regulations regarding the custody and usage of police equipment. They have appealed to the public for assistance, urging anyone who finds the items to return them to the nearest police station. In another piece from South China Morning Post, the luxurious French ski resort of Courchevel is highlighted as a must-visit destination for winter enthusiasts. The author recounts their experience learning to ski with a jovial instructor named Laurent, who encouraged them to relax and enjoy the slopes. Courchevel, part of the world's largest connected ski area, offers a variety of runs catering to all skill levels, from the gentle slopes preferred by beginners to the more challenging terrains sought after by seasoned skiers. The resort is not only known for its breathtaking mountain views but also for its opulent accommodations, including 5-star hotels and an impressive selection of Michelin-starred restaurants. The après-ski scene is vibrant, with numerous dining options and chic boutiques, making it a perfect blend of adventure and luxury. In a statement covered by South China Morning Post, China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Hong Kong has criticized the United States for its call to release Jimmy Lai, a media figure detained for over 1,500 days. The U.S. Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor had previously expressed support for Lai, describing him as a brave advocate for democracy and free speech in Hong Kong. In response, the Chinese Foreign Ministry condemned these remarks, labeling Lai as a key instigator of anti-China protests and accusing him of colluding with foreign forces to undermine national security. The ministry urged the U.S. to cease its support for what it described as anti-China rebels and to respect Hong Kong's legal processes, asserting that the central government remains committed to maintaining order and punishing offenses against national security in the region. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the Sig-Od team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of Sig-Od Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the Sig-Od team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.